friends, welcome or welcome back to the Blue Butterfly Tarot. Today we're doing a twin flame connection check-in. Before we get into the reading, let's just take some time to realign our energy. So close your eyes, think of your person, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Alrighty. So let's maybe first take a look at the energy of the connection right now between the two of you. All right, let's take a look at that. These readings are going to be more free-flowing. I'm just going to say it. Alrighty. So it looks like a little bit of lighter energies are going on between the two of you. You could be in no contact, you could be in limbo, you could also be in union, but maybe both of you at this point in time are feeling a little bit more free. You're maybe up until now, things have been feeling a little bit restricted, maybe in terms of wanting to reach out to the other person, or maybe both of you have been feeling very low energy, very I guess maybe dissatisfied with what is going on in your respective lives as well. But the energy of the connection right now seems to be shifting, right? So it looks like both of you are stepping into more free energy where you are going to either start feeling more of each other's energy, but you're going to be accepting that energy. You're not going to be blocking it. It won't feel heavy as well. There is this lightness coming through in the energy of your connection. It looks like it's just about shifting because I am feeling like darker, heavier energies shifting into a little bit more lighter energy between the two of you. There could be some telepathic communication opening up between the two of you as well. I feel like that channel is opening up right now. Another message that's coming through is perhaps things have been difficult within your respective lives up until now, but I do see the sun coming, so expect a shift in that energy as well. So if there is something that you are struggling with in your respective life, it looks like there will be some kind of a breakthrough. Either it could be a mental breakthrough or even a physical breakthrough. Yes, I'm also hearing emotional breakthrough that will help you feel like you've got it under your control, or you will start recognizing that maybe the problem is a lot lesser than what you thought it was, and that by itself will make you feel free. I am getting free a lot in my mind, so I think that maybe both of you have been feeling very, very restricted, very suffocated off late, but that energy is shifting. Now, with respect to how both of you are feeling towards the other, there might be more openness in communication, whether that is telepathic communication, whether that is in-person communication as well. It looks like both of you will not be overthinking what you are going to be saying to one another. There will not be overthinking also in how you act around each other. It will be very flowy, very natural energy that exists between the two of you. So that is the current energy, or the energy that both of you are shifting into. I still feel a little bit of transitory energy, but if things have been heavy and dark up until now, I do see a definite shift in that energy right now. Let's take a look at what is the divine masculine going through in their life right now. All right, so divine masculine, what is the divine masculine going through in their life right now? Alrighty, juggling a lot. Okay, so in the divine masculine's life, I do see that maybe there are a lot of responsibilities coming on to them. Maybe it is a little bit overwhelming. They are learning how to balance, how to prioritize their life, how to deal with the emotions that come along with the responsibilities that they have in their life. For some of them, I am hearing obligations as well. And so it's kind of like understanding what is important to them, what is no longer important to them. How do they balance even what is important to them? How do they make sure that they are not getting overwhelmed by whatever it is that they are going through? I also want to clarify this. We'll get some clarification. But overall, with respect to their life, it seems like a lot of juggling is going on. But in that process, it's also about understanding where this connection comes into play. You know, how are they going to balance this connection at some point in their lives when this connection is meant to step into union? So right now, the lesson or whatever is playing out in your person's life, how it relates to your connection is your person is learning learning how to decipher what is important, what needs to be done. Now, I am actually seeing the Eisenhower matrix in my mind. The urgent versus important. That's also something that your person is also learning with respect to the lesson that's playing out in their life. Your person is also understanding that what's important to someone else might not be what's important to them. So there might be that differentiation that's playing out in their life right now. Because sometimes I feel like the society can often point to us and tell us, okay, this is important, you have to focus on this, this is important. But it's up to us, to recognize that, hey, no, that might be important to you, but that's not what's important to me, or that's not how I want to prioritize my life. So in the past, maybe the divine masculine may have misprioritized this connection, may have misprioritized other aspects of their life, leading to an imbalance, maybe not given energy or time towards this connection, and instead ended up focusing on other aspects. And that by itself, I do see a little bit of emotional turmoil that's come through. So maybe when they did not prioritize this connection, or they were not able to maybe, I guess, even align with giving their time and energy towards this connection, that definitely caused some kind of upheaval within the divine masculine, which is something that they are learning how to correct at this point in time, or how to align with a very balanced life so that they also don't feel that internal chaos, that internal frustration within them as well. And yes, they are learning how to see what's important to them, not everybody else around them, but what is important to them. Let's take a look at what is the divine feminine going through in her life right now. And then we'll see how it relates to the connection. So what is the divine feminine going through at this point in time? Oh, she's learning how to trust. Very, very difficult lesson over there. Divine feminines. All right, so let's see how it relates to the connection. Strength. Alrighty, so let's take some time to talk about what the divine feminine is going through right now. So I actually am seeing that the divine feminine might be learning how to find peace in the wait. It might not really be with respect to this connection that's playing out, but it also could be in other aspects of her life. There might be significant delays in maybe her career, maybe in other relationships, maybe something that she's hoping for. I am also seeing something to do with legal aspect as well. So there's a little bit of a delay. I am seeing that. For some of you, I was called to correct that. Maybe it's taken quite some time. That frustration that's built up within her, the chaos that's built up within her, am I hoping for something that will never come, or do I trust, do I have faith? How do I stay in this position waiting for my ships to come without losing myself in that process? And there is immense strength that is building within the divine feminine at this point in time. There is also, yes, a delay coming through with respect to this connection, but this is also playing out in other aspects of her life, and it's teaching her how to find peace in the wait, how to not lose herself, even as she intuitively recognizes that, yes, things will come into her life. Sometimes I feel like when we are in this energy of waiting, all right, oftentimes we may even stop focusing on other aspects of our lives just to watch our ships come by. And when we are in that energy, we tend to neglect what is supposed to be important, things that we are supposed to be focusing on. So there might be, that push within the divine feminine as well, to recognize areas of her life that she has been neglecting because she's been in this waiting energy. There's a lot of frustration that I am sensing within the divine feminine. Like, why is this taking so long? Or, why do I always have to wait for something to come in? Why can't it just come in the moment I ask for it? And for that, the answer coming through divine feminine is the delay is a sign, actually, that the blessing is big. The delay by itself is there so that you can become a version of yourself ready to handle the energy that is stepping into your life, right? The strength that you need in order to grow into that version of yourself, the strength that you need to even handle the blessing so that you don't lose it the moment you get it, so that you don't squander it. That by itself is a process, and that is what is playing out in your life at this point in time. So if you've been very frustrated about maybe certain aspects of your life where you're waiting for things to turn around, you're waiting for maybe your ships to come in, maybe you're waiting for what you intuitively know is coming. Yes, stay in that energy, but learn how to find peace in the wait. All right, trust the 5D, but always know that there is a lag between the 5D and the 3D. And with respect to the divine masculines, what I am seeing that yes, things might be a little bit overwhelming at this point in time with you learning how to prioritize, with you learning how to decipher what is important and what is not important. But the key advice also that's coming through for you is it has to be from your point of view. Maybe there are a lot of people trying to point to you and tell you that this is important or this is what you should prioritize. But at the end of the day, the emotional chaos that you are feeling within you, that by itself is your guiding light. That will help you determine what is meant for you to prioritize, what is meant for you to focus on, and what is not meant for you to focus on at this point in time. The more chaos, the more emotional chaos you feel within you, the more it is telling you that that is misalignment. All right, so use that as your emotional compass. But the most important thing is it has to be from your point of view, right? Okay, then let's talk a little bit about what is the DM, that is the divine masculine, feeling about the divine feminine at this point in time. Okay. Alrighty, yes. Not being able to give time and energy towards this connection because they are learning how to prioritize. They are understanding that if they come to the divine feminines at this point in time, they are not going to be doing justice to this connection. There's also this deep pull within the divine masculine to go within to find that solution within themselves. Like I said, given what is going on in the divine masculine's life and given that they have to find it out from their point of view, there is this isolation energy that is coming through where they have to go within to figure it out. I think that the divine masculines have been thinking about the DMs. The divine masculines have been thinking about the DFs. I think that I don't want to say DM and DF because I often get confused between the two. It's not that I get confused between DM and DF. It's just that I say D and then my mind goes somewhere and then I end up saying DM when I want to say DF. So I think that I will stick to saying divine masculine and divine feminine, even though it probably takes me a second more. All right, so I think I'm also learning. This is my first twin flame connection check-in video, so even I'm learning as I go. Yes, so that's one point that I'm going to keep in mind. All right, so the divine masculine has been thinking about the divine feminine as well, kind of wondering about where the divine feminine is going to be placed in their life. I think that this is a very, very important question that the divine masculine has to ask as well, because the more that they are prioritizing other aspects of their life, the more the question of this connection also comes into play, right? So that is also what is going on. And about the divine masculine feelings towards the divine feminine at this point in time, they recognize there's a lot of telepathic messages though. That message has been coming like twice in your reading today. But yes, the divine masculine does recognize that the divine feminine seems to know what is going on. There's a little bit of that, they always seem to know what is going on with me, or they seem to naturally pick up what I am going through. There might be some coincidences, some signs and synchronicities that the divine masculine might be going through. Like for example, the divine masculine could be struggling with a certain aspect of their life, all right? Maybe they catch some words or something that the DF, that is the divine feminine, says, or maybe posted, or maybe reposted as well, or liked, or even just directly said to someone else, that the divine masculine has been capturing it and realizing that those are messages for them. The divine masculine also could be hearing certain like lyrics, certain words on the internet is also what I'm hearing, but could be around them as well, that is helping them with their situation, and they intuitively feel that these are messages coming through from the divine feminine. And divine feminine, I would not be surprised if on your end you've actually been sending, maybe thoughts that you're having, maybe words of wisdom that you intuitively feel that your divine masculine needs at this point in time. Would not be surprised if you've been sending it and they're receiving it. Your divine masculine is receiving it. But how they're feeling about the divine feminine is, at this point in time, it's a little bit of a limbo. At this point in time, it's a little bit more of a logical approach. Like, how do I cater to my divine feminine? How do I bring in their energy? And yes, their energy is all around me. I see them guiding me. I feel them guiding me through this entire process. But at the end of the day, I've got to figure this out on my own. Right? Then let's see what the divine feminine is currently feeling about the divine masculine. Let's take a look at that. What is the divine feminine feeling about? Oof. Yes, it's been a little bit difficult, hasn't it been, divine feminine? I think that for most of you, there is no contact energy definitely coming through, or even limbo. I think that things have been exhausting on your end in particular. You might have just finished a layer of purging, or even just letting go of certain aspects of your life that are not working out for you. I also do feel that the waiting energy has been draining on your end. So divine feminines on your end, you might be a little bit miffed with your divine masculines. That energy is coming through, kind of wondering why they haven't come in, why they haven't said anything, why they haven't done anything towards this connection. That energy is also coming through. However, whatever is happening in 3D, it's an illusion. Divine feminines, all right? So that energy is also coming through. I think that the divine feminines are feeling a little bit helpless with respect to their divine masculines, because the divine masculine, they're kind of going inwards at this point in time, whereas the divine feminines might be expecting the divine masculines to reach out, to do something, to take some kind of action. So when they have not been getting any of that energy in 3D, even though they've been feeling it in 5D, it's causing the divine feminines to go inward. So a little bit of tired energy, a little bit of, I guess, a bit of defeated energy as well coming through from the divine feminines with respect to their divine masculines. And at the same time, it's that hopelessness, like how much more of divine timing do I have to wait for? Or what else am I supposed to do? I feel like I'm tied in this. If it were me, then I would have taken action. But given that it is, the divine masculine who needs to sort out, who needs to figure things out on their end, it might be making the divine feminines feel very helpless with respect to their divine masculines as well. Overall, I see that the divine feminine also might be feeling called to pull back their energy towards themselves. If you have not, then this might be a little bit of an advice for you, that if you're feeling that drain, where you're looking outside of you, maybe you're waiting for your ships to come in. It may not necessarily be with respect to this connection. Maybe you are looking for it in other aspects of your life. Remember, when you are on the twin flame journey, what you are experiencing in other aspects of your life, every single aspect of it connects back to this journey. It does, right? Because the primary purpose of the twin flame journey is for you to carry out your soul mission together, however that plays out in 3D. And for that, there needs to be healing, there needs to be evolution, there needs to be raising of frequency. And so when that needs to happen, it's not just with respect to what is happening in this connection. Every single aspect of your life, every thought that you're having in different aspects, every feeling, every behavioral pattern in other aspects of your life, it all connects back to this journey. And that's probably why the journey is so difficult. It is also very, very painful as well, certain times of it. But that is, the journey that the soul has undertaken in this lifetime. And I say soul because I truly believe that the twin flame journey, it's one soul and two bodies, right? So both of you are in this together. Now, back to the advice, all right? That's a little bit of, I felt called to share that, but a little bit of advice coming through for you, divine feminine. Every time you feel drained, all right, you're looking outwards and you're starting to feel that drain within you, because there is delay. Yes, I can see that. It's definitely coming out in your reading that there are many aspects of your life that it's just been waiting for things to come in, and you might be a little bit upset about why you've always been in this constant energy of waiting ever since you can remember. That's also one more message. So the moment you feel that energy drain, or the moment you start feeling frustrated within yourself about anything that you are giving attention to, it means it's time to refocus that energy back to you. It's time to realign to yourself. That by itself is a very, very big signal that what you are putting your energy into, it's misaligned. And the quickest way to alignment, there are different ways to get into alignment, but the quickest way, the simplest way, is to realign to yourself. All right, start pouring that energy into yourself. I would not be surprised if intuitively you've already started to feel that pull within you. You've already started to take action, because the journey's blueprint is within you. You know, how you are supposed to show up in your life as well, that energy exists between you. That blueprint also exists within you. So intuitively you might have already felt the pull. The more you resist that, the more chaos and conflict you are also going to feel within you. But overall, I think that it is kind of looking inwards for the two of you at this point in time. I think that there is a desire on the, but you know, there is definitely a desire on both ends to look towards each other. But at this point in time, it's kind of like they're being forced to look ahead. And then with the Four of Swords, it's, you know, closing eyes, resting, taking a break at this point in time, because the energy around them is just too overwhelming to focus onto. All right, so that's what the divine feminine and the masculine are going through or feeling towards each other at this point in time. Now let's take a look at what shall we take a look at? We will take a look at maybe what's next. All right, because we did get advice for both. So let's take a look at what is next for the divine masculine. And then we will take a look at what is, I feel like pulling this one for this one. And then what is next for the divine feminine. Interesting. I want to put this here. Alrighty, so what is next for the divine masculine? Alrighty, so there are going to be certain aspects of your life that you have to let go, alright? And I think that you will start understanding that at this point in time. Maybe the reason why you're juggling so much and you're overwhelmed with what you are going through is because there's just too much on your plate. So certain things have to go, and there will be a recognition of that. That is what is going to be playing out for you very soon. And with respect to the Eight of Wands, there is going to be momentum building. You know, we are going from the Hangman all the way to momentum building. So at this point in time, I would expect, you know, if there is clarity in your mind, or if you are just still, all right, divine masculines, if you are just still, the answers are going to come to you intuitively. You will be able to understand, because that's the Hangman as well. You will be able to understand what needs to be held onto, what needs to be let go. And that by itself is going to create this momentum, this energy building within you to start taking action towards the aspects of your life that you are now ready to balance, you are now ready to focus on. All right, so that is the shift in the energy that we can expect for you, divine masculine. It might be a little bit heartbreaking to walk away from certain aspects of your life, but I am seeing that it might have been overambitious on your end, divine masculine, all right? It might have been a little bit overambitious. So yes, there might be a little bit of frustration over there of letting go. But the more you can take a look at your life in a more practical sense, and also understanding your own capabilities, right? What you can and what you maybe not at this point in time take on, what you should not be taking on at this point in time. But allow that breakthrough to come through, all right? The more you, I guess, press for answers, the more you are clouding your own thoughts of coming through. So just sit still. I do see that the answers are coming to you. So if you've been a little bit agitated, if you've been a little bit worried about what's going to happen, am I ever going to, you know, find peace in the chaos that I have created for myself, or will I ever be able to balance balance things out in my life? Will I ever be able to feel stable and secure within my own priorities, within my own obligations and responsibilities in my life? The answer coming through is it's a very big yes, all right? But yes, it will also take a little bit of letting go, a little bit of walking away from things that are not serving you right now, things that you're not meant to be focusing on right now as well. All right, Divine Feminines, let's take a look at what to expect next for you, and then we'll take a look at the energy to expect next in the connection. All right, okay, so on your end, I do see, yes, a little bit of overthinking, all right? I do see that energy, all right? But we are evolving, all right? Even though, yes, it is still overthinking, even though we are still in that energy, we have moved from the 8 of Swords all the way to the 9 of Swords. So what I see in the evolution, Divine Feminines, is that you are going to understand which parts of your thought processes are working against you, and you are going to slowly learn how to work through them. That's what's going to happen next for you. And you are also going to find stability even in the thoughts that might be very chaotic in your mind. This one quote that's coming to my mind at this point in time is, when you feel calm, when nothing's going on, yeah, that's not peace. That's actually control. When there is chaos around you, but you are still calm, that is true peace. And that is what I think is going to be playing out for you as well. So there are certain thoughts that are occurring right now within you that are working against you. And you are creating that narrative, you are creating that thought cycle. So what's going to be happening next is you will be removing that slowly. I think that either you will work through them, or maybe you are also going to be, I guess, more so working through them. But for some of you, I am seeing that maybe that energy, you've kind of exhausted it, so it's just going to dissipate. Right? And it's going to be, yes, still a mental struggle. I think that especially when we are emotionally invested in something, or we want our ships to come in, we are desperate for that, that shift to happen in our life. I feel that it can get to us from time to time, even if we have worked it out, even if we are trying to find peace in saying things like what's meant to be will be, or it will happen in divine timing. Even though, yes, we are going through this continuous process of calming ourselves down, yes, sometimes the thoughts do come up again and again, right? So from you being the cause of it, all right, or the energy where you are adding to it, what's going to happen next is the thoughts will keep coming, the thoughts will keep flowing. You will allow it to. You are no more going to be a hindrance to that, all right? And I think that is it's a step up, Divine Feminine, just because you are no longer the person stopping yourself from feeling better. And it is actually through the the chaos in your mind that your thoughts will actually work themselves out. One of the things that has worked for me, especially when my mind overworks, or there's just so much of that chaos in my mind, is to just let my thoughts run free. I don't stop it. I don't do anything. I don't try to analyze it. I just let them free. And because of the running that happens, the thoughts automatically, it's energy at the end of it, it just dissipates and they slowly just step out of my system. And through that, it looks like you are going to find stability. I also feel that there are other aspects of your life right now, Divine Feminine, that you are not focusing on because you're waiting for other aspects of your life. So what's shifting for you is you will start recognizing the things that have worked out for you. You will also start recognizing that certain things in your life right now were delays that turned out to be very big blessings. And maybe you haven't taken the time to truly enjoy it. Maybe you haven't taken the time to completely experience what you once prayed for. All right. So yes, there are things that you are waiting for at this point in time. Yes, those ships are coming in, but there were ships that you once prayed for. There were ships that have now come into existence. They are there for you. So the energy shift that I see on your end, Divine Feminines, is that you are going to learn how to appreciate what you do have. You are going to find joy and happiness in the shifts that have come in after perhaps a delay in the past. And that by itself should also make you feel better, Divine Feminines, that in the past, these were things that were delayed. You know, you did wait for them for quite a bit. There was a bit of praying involved in them, and they did come in. So that by itself will also solidify your own, I guess, your own feelings, your own thought processes that, yes, you know, when there's a delay, it doesn't mean it's not coming or it's never coming. It just means that it will come at the right time or at the aligned time when I'm ready to receive it. And it's happened in my life before. There is proof of it. So I just need to step into the energy of knowing rather than waiting, right? So I see that stability coming through for you. Now let's take a look at the energy shift in your connection. Let's take a look at what to expect next in the energy of your connection. Okay, we have 5 of Wands. Let's take a look at that. Why? Why? All right, so what is the conflict? Why is there a shift? We went from Fool, we went from darker energies to slightly lighter energies, and then why are you both fighting with each other, Divine Masculine and Divine Feminine? What is going on? Let's take a look at that. Okay, all right, so yes, all right, there might be a little bit of chaos within the two of you of whether or not to take action towards the other person, what to do. I think that there might be a very burning desire that it's time to talk to one another, it's time to be in each other's energy. There will be that internal conflict that rises. So yes, it's not between the two of you. I think that this is more of internal conflict of what to do next with respect to this connection. Should we reach out? Should we hold back? Should we maybe focus on another aspect of our lives in order to, you know, perhaps bring union together? Or if both of you are in union, what is next for us? What are we supposed to focus on? So there might be a little bit of clashes going on within. Maybe there might be conflicting opinions either between each other or within yourselves. But I do see a resolution for it. I do see that when this energy shifts, it's more so about deciding how to act, what to do. And I feel like getting one more card. But I do see a resolution. Okay, yes, I ran out of battery on my hammer battery. I don't know where I stopped, but I did pull out this. I don't know if you caught the shuffling of it, but overall, yes, I do see that it's the Fool's energy continuing, like both of you deciding to, you know, stop restricting yourself and to be open in what action needs to be taken next. And there's something about, you know, maybe both of you taking a chance on something. Could be other aspects of your life as well, which could indirectly relate to this connection. But I am seeing that there is going to be some kind of conflict coming up, some kind of maybe a pros and cons list. Like even that also can be considered an internal conflict that's playing out as well. Right? So it doesn't look to be too, I mean, it might actually be a bit dramatic. I am seeing that energy playing out, Divine Masculines and Divine Feminines. But overall, I do see that both of you are going to feel more ready to take action, whatever that could mean for each of you. And you're not going to feel like something is restricting you. You're going to feel that freedom to take action. Yes, it might take you some time to decide what to do, but I think that the moment both of you decide, and this is with respect to your connection, so it might not be directly to each other, but it could, you know, move the needle in this connection. But it looks like both of you will be more willing to take action, and whatever outside circumstances that you feel were stopping you from taking action in the past, it looks like either you will stop caring about it or you will just, you will resolve that and then you will take action. So there's definitely some kind of action happening that will shift the energy of the connection. It could be both of you taking action towards each other as well. But there is some kind of shift in the energy with respect to both of you doing something. That is what I see coming up for the two of you. Either way, both of you are going to feel more free in your respective energy, or even in the energy of the connection. Maybe both of you will feel like the other person, like the energy of the other person is more receptive to each of your energy. That could also be it. But overall, I do see a cycle ending with 9 coming over here and 0 as well. I do see a cycle ending where both of you were feeling very restricted, very suffocated. Yeah, that cycle seems to be ending at this point in time. And with the petals that I see, I think that there will be a very gentle transition into this phase. It's going to feel softer on you. It's also this phase for the two of you. It's going to feel like, yes, things are shifting, or the energy of this connection, it's starting to feel lighter. It's no longer heavy anymore. Right? So this is where I will leave you for today. I really hope that this reading gave you some kind of comfort, clarity, and confirmation as well. This is my first twin flame connection reading, so please let me know in the comment section, maybe if there are certain questions that you want answered with respect to your connection. You can absolutely write it down below. I am doing these on a more intuitive level, like the questions that I pick up in the reading, so it's going to be more of what comes through to me at that point in time. But yes, please feel free to post your questions as well, what you would like me to cover in the reading as well, right? So there is going to be a disclaimer that I post along with this video right after this, after I stop talking. Yes, please do go through it at least once, but it will be there for every twin flame connection reading, all right? Okay, so if you want a more personal guidance with respect to your twin flame connection, my private readings are open right now. You can check those details out in the description box below. Alrighty, now I am going to leave you. All right, so take care and trust your intuition. You always have free will, and I'll catch you in my next one. Bye-bye. This is a standard disclaimer that I include in all videos related to twin flame readings. At the core of the twin flame readings is the belief that the twin flame journey is, first and foremost, about inner union. Healing the wounds within ourselves brings balance, peace, and clarity, regardless of what's happening externally. Whether it's through tarot, astrology, or any kind of spiritual tool, the ultimate goal is the same: to cultivate harmony within and a deeper understanding of ourselves. And while we all have free will in how we respond to life's lessons and our own wounds, becoming aware of them allows us to move through them with more ease and clarity. These readings are here to offer reflections and insights that can help accelerate your natural growth in a gentle and conscious way. These readings will be added to a playlist called Twin Flame Readings. This is for your easy navigation. My readings are timeless, meaning they're meant to find you when you need them the most, not necessarily when they are first posted. Trust your intuition and watch whenever you feel called to. You can resonate with this video even if you are not in a twin flame connection. We all carry both divine masculine, DM, and divine feminine, DF, energies within us, regardless of gender or relationship status. It is important to know that DM and DF are energetic polarities, not gender roles. You can be any gender and embody more of one energy than the other, or fluctuate between both. Some of you may also find that your personal situation reflects more in the opposite polarity than expected, and that's perfectly okay. I'll aim to keep things gender neutral, but for ease of understanding, I may sometimes refer to the masculine as he and the feminine as she. Please interpret this in a way that aligns with your experience. Another note, if you are new here and found my channel through this video, welcome. Along with Twin Flame Tarot readings, I also share relationship-focused tarot readings, from general love energy readings to no contact separation readings. Feel free to explore those as well if they resonate with you. There are playlists to help you navigate different types of readings available on my channel. For those of you who have been here for a while, don't worry. My usual relationship-focused tarot readings will continue as always. These twin flame readings are simply an addition shared whenever I feel guided to. Another disclaimer, I am not a licensed therapist, counselor, or medical professional. The insights I share are based on tarot, intuitive guidance, spiritual perspective, and over a decade of personal experience studying the twin flame journey and collective energy. My readings are intended for spiritual and informational support only and should not be taken as a substitute for professional therapy, counseling, diagnosis, or even medical care. If you are experiencing distress or mental health challenges, please reach out to a qualified professional for support. Always use your own discernment. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Thank you.